They say everything is bigger in Texas, and for this weekend, the stakes couldn't be bigger. Welcome to the 2024 AVP League regular season. This is week 8 in its final day, the last day of the regular season, and so much to play for. The Los Angeles Smash, the first matchup this afternoon. As you take a look to the season, 3 teams have clinched their spot into the top 4, which means you'll get a chance to see them next weekend in the championships. Just 1 spot remains, and you can imagine the Austin Aces, the San Diego Smash, are going to be vying for that position. Forget about the LA launch, as they also have a chance to get in. It might be slim, but there is enough there. Hi everyone, Cameron Irwin alongside Olympic gold medalist Rich Lamborn. We have 3 teams looking for 1 single spot. What's today going to come down to?
Well, it's going to come down to needing a lot of wins, right? You saw LA launch in the 7th position. They need to basically win out here to have any shot. And San Diego Smash in a similar position. The Austin Aces that we'll see a little bit later, kind of controlling their own destiny. They can kind of grab the bull by the horns, so to speak, in Texas here. But yeah, this first matchup, so important. It's like you always tell me, Kim, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. You can't sweep if you don't win the first match. So that's kind of the task here for both of these teams.
I don't think anyone has better references than you do in the game of beach volleyball. Now, we've seen so much fun throughout the week, throughout the 8 weeks of the regular season. Just give us a quick glimpse. What can fans look forward to into the championships?
Well, you're going to see the best of the best, kind of the cream rising to the top. New York, Miami, Dallas all clinched their spots already, and we've seen some tremendous play throughout the regular season for them. So looking to kind of book that final spot here and join the elite in next week's action starting here.
This is the first of its kind, the AVP League, and its inaugural season. Who will book their ticket and extend their season? It's the LA launch and the San Diego Smash.
We are ready for our first match. Hey Dallas, are you ready for match number 1? Yes. Love to see it, love to see it. Here we go, let's meet the players. First, the women of the San Diego Smash. Wearing the number 1, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, out of the University of Southern California, it's Geena Urango. Wearing the number 2, standing 6 feet 1 inches tall, out of Louisiana State University, it's Toni Rodriguez. And their opponents, the LA launch. Wearing the number 1, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, out of Loyola Marymount, it's Betsi, Flint. And wearing the number 2 at 6 feet tall out of USC, please welcome Julia Scoles. Julia, Betsi, Geena.
We started the day yesterday with 81 possible scenarios. Today, only 9 remain, and the LA launch have their backs against the wall. If they lose a single, they are out of contention for the AVP League Championships. A look to the format.
Yeah, we're playing best of 3 like we always do. This time, however, it's just sets to 15. Must win by 2. The 1 timeout per team per set. No technical, so it happens fast.
Toni Rodriguez partnering with Geena Urango on the San Diego Smash. The opposite side, it's Betsi, Flint, and Julia Scoles. First point to San Diego. Option. Yeah. Quick approach for Betsi, Flint. We saw Julia Scoles yesterday come away with kill after kill after kill. She's looking to carry the offensive load.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup between these 2 teams. Obviously, we've talked about the stakes a lot already, but kind of the makeup of both of these teams very similar. So who's going to be able to execute from the service line and then also in that option offense the best, I think, is going to be a big determining factor here.
We talked about the stakes for Los Angeles. Well, on the opposite side for the San Diego Smash, if they were to be swept against LA, they would also be eliminated. So that would mean Betsi and Julia would need to pick up the win, but if they're ducking away from the service pressure, that's not a good way to go.
Yeah, and we saw Toni Rodriguez be pretty devastating from the end line yesterday. 4, maybe 5 aces on that really flat float serve she hits.
Came away with 5 aces in their matchup yesterday. And there's the elevation. That's Julia Scoles.
Yeah, she's so physical, but it's also predicated on the great service reception from Betsi Flint, putting her in those good positions.
Changing up the position here on the opposite side. That's Geena Urango. Little back set to get it done.
Yeah, good movement in the offense from San Diego on that play. Working the big block of Julia around.
This is a rematch between the LA Launch and the San Diego Smash. I mean, she's got so much range with it too.
Yeah, it's just, you know, carbon copy would just keep pumping out another one and another one and another one. Great pass from
Betsi. Sounds like a song I know.
Yeah, so that's their offense. It's a DJ Khaled remix.
Toni Rodriguez says enough with the options, tries to find one of her own. Oh, and too much pressure.
Yeah, well read defensively by Betsi, and then a great back set as well from Julia Scoles. Gets Betsi in a great spot for that winner in transition.
Just an evening ago, we got a chance to see the Comerica Center at a different level of intensity. The fans heckling. They're enjoying the AVP League. Good touch, but that one sent well into the stands.
Not sure if we're going to get another look at that. That was kind of the confuser, right? Like the serve right up the middle. Both Geena and Toni going right after it. And Geena passed it so perfectly that Toni couldn't find it for about 10 seconds, and it fell right in her lap.
I'll tell you, I actually got out on the sand this morning and looking up at those lights, make you a little dizzy.
How many kills did you have, Cam?
Fewer than the number of step-ups I did yesterday.
Yeah, fewer? All right, well, that could still be a tremendous number.
I think I did walk away with a victory this morning. I'll tell you that much.
All right.
Little short court win. I don't think I have that against you, but...
Nor will you ever.
I think you own the title, don't you?
I'm pretty good at that game, but yeah, there's some contenders. T-Krabs probably has the better of me of late.
All knotted up, 5 apiece. Pulling often is Toni Rodriguez. Paying off.
Yeah, I like that. As soon as Betsi's not in kind of perfect position, Toni pulling off the net, showcasing her ability to dig overhand. That's a tremendous pole dig. Great set. Hammer time.
Another musical reference. It used to be all about the movies. Short serve, Rodriguez changing it up and patrolling the net.
Yeah, the athleticism on that play. Keep in mind, Toni serving from the far left. Watch how far she's got to run to get up there. Gets to the net, goes laterally, puts that one away. Excellent work by San Diego.
Timeout called by the LA Launch. Again, they must have both of these wins to keep their chances alive in the AVP League for the championship spot. There's only one remaining. So they take a quick timeout and somewhat early here.
Yeah, it's fairly early, but you know, they got off to a really good start, and then the San Diego Smash have just charged all the way back, now a couple in front. So I think it's a pretty good time for it. You don't get much of a break on the side change as far as, you know, sort of a tactical reset if you feel you need that. So not a bad idea to not let things get too far out of hand when you only got to set to 15.
Because LA and San Diego are city pairs in the AVP League, you will see this as a rematch as each city pair plays the opposite twice in league play through the 8 weeks of the regular season. So their first week matchup, Flint and Scoles took the victory over Rodriguez and Urango in 3 sets. It was 9-15, 19-17 in that second set, and then 15-12. So Scoles and Flint dropping the first set and then ultimately picking up the win. Ice in the server. We're literally on ice.
That is true. Nice and cool in here for some beach volleyball. Yeah, this is a beautiful arena. Oh, Comerica, we got the practice facility of the Dallas Stars right behind us.
What hustle! A little bit quicker in transition. Flint feeling like maybe they should have had it in the option, or excuse me, in the transition. Well, let's bring in the third member of our crew. You know him, you love him. Here's Casey Patterson.
Yes, I'm down here with Jess Budinger. So everyone knows, the greatest heckler on planet Earth. I've never been rattled by a heckler, and this random loud voice in the crowd one day playing on the AVP was crushing me. Jess, thanks for being here. I need you to be a little louder.
Okay, I'll do my best.
First off, what do you think of the ladies? How do you like the format with the ladies involved with the guys?
I think it's pretty cool. I was just saying to you earlier, I don't know Toni very well. I love Geena. We kind of grew up playing volleyball together, and it's really special to get to cheer for them and have like skin in the game cheering for them.
Yeah, you don't have that in any other way. You're like, oh, I never would have even considered maybe spending more time.
No, and sometimes I would just show up at a tournament and be like, I picked this team to cheer for, and now we actually have a reason to cheer for this one and the next girls match. Like, it matters who I cheer for.
Yeah. And you also are with Superhost, right? David, super fan with the launch jersey on. He's hosting, right? You got a whole squad. How fun is that?
It's been pretty special. David and Susan are our neighbors in Hermosa, and they live in Dallas. And they rallied like 12 of their friends last night to come watch Chase and Miles play. They're here today. We've been staying with them this week, and it's been pretty cool.
I love it. And the amazing sign. Oh, I'm so jealous. I used to be on your team, Jess. I miss it.
I miss it too. I really do miss it. You know, he's filled the shoes.
Yeah. I know. I may come back. We got to cut it here. They're trying to get me to come back.
No, Casey, you're doing a great job, and that's amazing. So that's the wife of Chase Budinger. That's Jess Budinger. And to your point, actually, the first thing they ever did, according to Brides Magazine, was actually argue. That's how her and Chase met. They were watching a fight. It was Mayweather versus Pacquiao in May of 2015 at a friend's house, and they actually started bantering back and forth. So there is no question she knows how to heckle. And lo and behold, they got married. They now have little Beckham in tow as well. And you better watch out if Jess Fine is on the other team. You'll hear her in the best possible way.
A lot of fire in a small package.
Dialing back in here to the first set. San Diego Smash maintaining their lead.
Yeah, while we were checking in with Jess and Casey, Toni Rodriguez got a couple of stuffs and really extended San Diego's advantage.
Option and trying to fly through that block.
It was a drive-by attempt, but catches herself in the net. Toni Rodriguez, that's such a tough task. Hitting that good serve, running all the way up and trying to stop the option.
So for Betsi and Julia, they've got to find some defensive turns here. How do they deal with Toni Rodriguez? She's getting it from the right, because that is near impossible to stop.
That was devastating, that angle swing. Hammered. Just barely missing the right arm of Julia. You see it on the replay.
Beautiful pass. Right. That's so good. I mean, you can hear her just take the pace off of that from the platform perspective.
Yeah, it's she's pretty technically sound. You gotta feel good if you go to LMU and get to play for somebody like Betsi, Johnny Mayer, that your technical insight is gonna be dialed.
Another great hang time from Toni Rodriguez.
Bludgeoning balls out there right now, Toni Rodriguez. Great work from Geena taking that serve off the tape, giving it a little extra height.
Quick feet for Julia Scoles, and a swing high off the hands. Julia Scoles, the product of several universities, UNC, Hawaii, and of course USC. She's a two-time national champion, also an All-American. Another great example is Betsi Flint, coming out of Loyola Marymount, like you mentioned. Also a coach now. Was that good? A little awkward poke. Was it the panda?
It was the tiger claw for the LSU Tiger there, Toni Rodriguez. She's got enough knuckle on it to make it clean.
Set point for San Diego. There's that deadly serve right through the middle. She gets a touch, and again, making huge moves, but not able to close it out.
Yeah, sometimes the moves can be a little bit too big, right? I don't know if we're going to get another look at it, but the arms can get a little squirrely if you try and jump too far. She kind of knocked the wind out of herself.
Yeah, she's taking an extra second here. She's holding the right side of her body. She's going to take a timeout. You can see her with a little bit of a deep breath there, holding her ribs. Let's take a look back at this block, and I mentioned it, a huge move.
Yeah, I think, I'm not a great lip reader, Cam, but I think she said there was a little cramp in there, but she's okay. Just taking a second to let that work itself out.
And probably not a bad idea, too. You're still up 14-12. Give yourself an extra second here to figure out the side out needed. They worked her to the right side on that last attempt. She came away with a heavy swing. Do you imagine they go right back to her after something like that takes place?
It's always tough, right? If somebody appears to have an injury, do you go after them, or are they kind of playing footloose and fancy free with the injury kind of giving them that out? I think you just hit your best serve. You know, that's kind of the order of the day for LA.
Well, that could be a number of things. Let's see what Julia Scoles is going to be able to bring to the table here.
In any case, they need to find two.
Just one hitting error on the side of Rodriguez and Urango through set one. And an ace!
Well, that qualifies as your best serve, I think.
It's always nice. All of a sudden, now you don't have to turn as many defensively. Breaking the ankles.
Yeah, that got just enough of the tape to change direction and kill the pace.
Set point still. Option, not how they drew it up, but nonetheless, the San Diego Smash takes set one. LA is in dangerous territory.
Indeed they are. Betsi got caught leaning just a little bit there. Good extra push from Toni on the tight pass, and they take the first.
LA needs every win to make their dreams stay alive. Right now, this is not looking in favor of the LA launch. The AVP League is brought to you by Wilson, the official ball of the AVP.
How about a little magic, huh?
Toni Rodriguez and Geena Urango picking up set number 1. They called that timeout and immediately got the side out they needed. Rodriguez is doing some work at the net, making big moves. She has 2 blocks and 1 control block. Let's take a look at how dominating she has been.
Yeah, she got these in succession as well in that first set, closing down the tight sets. So important as a blocker too, to just kind of have that discipline to where if those sets get a little close, it's your advantage. Very rarely do you have an advantage as a defensive player, and particularly as a blocker. So those high premium on those tight sets. Toni Rodriguez doing a great job.
Well, and we've talked about it yesterday. Toni Rodriguez could be making a statement heading into the 2025 season. Some of her numbers have just been off the charts through league play. She's been leading from the aces standpoint as well as ace to error ratio. Her blocks are in the top 3 in league play. She might be somebody a lot of people are going to be calling for 2025.
Yeah, indeed. It's interesting too, because oftentimes we think of Geena as the stronger of the servers on their squad, right, with her jump serve. But Toni really making a case for her serve as well, as you mentioned.
But I also really like this duo together as well. I think Geena Urango has really upped her physicality and her level even in transition. And she's kind of the partner that's been putting Toni Rodriguez in the best possible position.
Yeah, she's got a little bit of that steady veteran vibe to her, right? Toni, the fiery youngster.
Geena tries to track that one down into the high line. So again, the LA Launch need to find a match win here, as well as a men's match win. Last time these two teams met, it was this exact same situation. They dropped set 1 and ultimately found sets 2 and 3. Push to the right side, opening the offense.
Yeah, I think if I'm the LA Launch, I have Julia just commit herself. It's not like you're going to block that option play if Toni goes over with it very frequently. So get yourself in good position in front of Geena Urango.
Carving.
Yeah, that was an impressive swing. Looked like an angle, and she just sliced it off down the line.
A look to set 1, stat 533 for the LA Launch. At 667. Both of those highly efficient. So will it be defense that changes the tide?
I mean, yeah, one of the teams is going to need to come up with some defense, because those are astronomical.
Those are crazy numbers.
Yeah, I think it's been a little bit of a function of maybe some of our indoor arenas, a little bit jumpy sand, fewer elements to deal with, because it seems like the offensive numbers throughout the league have been a little bit higher than we're accustomed to seeing.
We talked about at the beginning of the regular season through these 8 weeks, physicality pays in situations like this. Shallow sand, and we saw attackers swinging at balls from 7 feet off the net.
Yeah, indeed. It really it ups that physicality element.
Putting a little side spin of it, of her own.
Again, they're doing a nice job of moving the block of Julia Scoles around, so she's having some trouble with her timing, her positioning. Just kind of increases your advantage as the offensive player.
Tough serve, but what a pass.
Yeah, there were oohs and ahs in the crowd, but Julia handled that tough serve beautifully.
You mentioned the efficiencies and how high they've been. There's actually 4 women coming into this weekend hitting over 500 through league play. That's Taryn Cloth at the top, Kelly Chang in the 2nd position, Brandy Wilkerson still at about that 550 range, and then Julia Scoles, the server here at 504. Double axe handle recovery. And there it is again, Geena Urango doing some self-coverage.
Yeah, self-coverage and then some really good pop on that second effort. Very little approach. There's the self-coverage. Just the 1-step drop and a little fire cross court.
Change-up shifting from the angle into the line. The defense trying to take away something.
Yeah, defense trying to take away something. Betsi trying to take off Toni's skull.
I guess that's one way to do it.
That's one way to do it, yeah.
Phil Dahlhauser knows a little something about that.
It's like a different version of sweep the leg. Sweep the visor.
Problems on the first pass. And sometimes matches come down to plays like that. I know it sounds crazy, but some of those quick kind of bang-bang plays, touches up at the net.
Yeah, not quite as clean as LA would have liked, but efficient nonetheless. And it started with the really good serve from Betsi.
Oh man, that ball was floating.
Did seem to stand still in time there momentarily from our
It was
vantage.
hovering. Betsi Flint, the serving wizard. Sounds about right. 3-time AVP best server. Rare to see her to make an error. You can see how quick that gets on you, even though it's out of bounds. You better be moving those feet.
And Toni really drives that float serve, so she's trying to beat you not only with location, but a little bit of pace.
Second time they've used that all the way to the right side, and it seems to be favored for Geena Urango.
Yeah, again, not sure if we're going to get another look, but Julia's kind of going to center field between Toni and Geena, and then working her way out late to front Geena. And I think she's got to get out there a little bit sooner. Geena just kind of having her way offensively right now.
High pass and a perfect set, maybe just a bit off balance on the attack. You can see Betsi Flint, Julia Scoles trying to bring it together right now. 7 apiece, just 8 points is all San Diego needs to seal their fate. The rip and reach, or the reach and rip, whichever way you want to say it. Julia Scoles finds one more. Here's Casey Patterson.
Down here with Troy, Tim. It's crunch time right now, boys, right? Our ladies have to win to keep us alive. What are our thoughts when we're in moments like this, when everything's on the line? Where do we go to mentally?
I think this is when we play our best, both for us and them. We've seen them grind out so many matches. You know, just a little extra pressure makes a little extra focus. So grinding out those long points is key here.
Troy, what's your go-to serve on match point?
In the court. I think really from when we played that 4-man in Newport, we were talking about just like a trickle ace when there's no, there's no after freeze. There's no, I'm lost for words, but just kind of aiming low to the tape, getting something to cause them to move.
Just give them something stressful.
You can land a helicopter.
But full circle, this is where you're the most comfortable. When it's stressful, you're the most comfortable. Yeah, perfect. We're fine. The ladies are fine. We're fine.
Well, and to your point, the ladies are currently up with a 1-point advantage. A couple turns here.
Yeah, great one-arm spear from Betsi as the boys were chatting it up there. Gave LA a little bit of an advantage. I like that coaching insight from Troy. You can land a helicopter on one side of the court. Surely you can make a serve.
Makes you wonder every time you miss one. And LA with a little bit of push here. Rodriguez throwing those hands together in disbelief.
Yeah, that's a little bit of good fortune on that particular play for LA as that ball careens off the net and wide.
Flint and Scoles found themselves in a 3-set match yesterday. It was a 1-2 loss to Taryn Cloth and Kristen Nuss.
Here. You won. Yes.
That nearly looked out, as close as it gets. A side out for San Diego.
A singular fiber, perhaps, Cam. No. Yeah, it did catch a little bit.
Out of the middle for Betsi Flint, who only needs one arm. Geena Urango. And Betsi Flint, that ball is sent to the stands. There's not enough room in the Comerica Center.
Almost identical back-reaching single-arm stabs, but Geena's the better of the two. There it was. That might have been the back of the hand as well. And just a tremendous set. Toni Rodriguez.
Geena Urango and Toni Rodriguez coming off a big win yesterday over Kylie DeBerg and Haley Harward in 3 sets played. 10 apiece here. San Diego Smash looking to eliminate the LA launch.
Crazy to me that Julia almost looks more comfortable offensively on those option balls than in kind of the regular pass set hit.
I don't think you're wrong. She's got more room to work. It's like a longer runway.
Yeah, it seemed, maybe the long approach.
We have not seen Geena Urango do something like that. Trying to get a little cagey. Seems like a critical error. Down 10 to 12 now.
I don't know that that's a great decision. You know, it's interesting when things get tight, people react in kind of different ways, trying to sneak little things like that in, end points quickly. Sometimes that can bite you.
Well, we hope you're enjoying Dallas, Texas, and the AVP Week 8 League, because from here next week we will be at the championships. The top 4 teams will be in action, 3 of which have already been determined: the New York Nitro, the Dallas Dream, and the Miami Mayhem. And potentially in this matchup, things could get a little bit more solidified. The LA launch still with the potential to make their way in as the 7th seeded team currently. However, with a loss here, they would be eliminated. San Diego Smash will be going head-to-head pretty much with the Austin Aces for that last and remaining spot. The Dallas Dream.
Yeah, we've got our abacus out. We're calculating all the permutations for you here, and we'll keep you posted.
I asked Doug Strauss, our statistician here on the AVP, how long he spent trying to figure out all the scenarios, and he was like, it was a heavy dose last night as well as this morning. I know all of us have been soaring through all the possible outcomes. Happy to bring you all the action right here from the AVP League.
Do we think Doug Strauss just lives with a constant migraine from having to look over numbers constantly? Yeah.
Yes. Went from 81 possible scenarios yesterday to 9 today. The LA launch looking to push this to a 3rd set. Betsi Flint nearly delivers, but Rodriguez with a turn and burn.
Got a hammer here.
Yeah. Hammer she does, taking off the cap of Urango.
Now both hats have been removed from the San Diego Smash.
I love your call here. What a touch. And to your point, that's a big runway for Julia Scoles. She throws up the sorry, but that was a real nice swing.
Yeah, I love that work from our crew as well. The audio is fantastic.
Jump set pulled out in a critical moment. I like to keep things interesting, you know.
Yeah, it's something they work on. I don't know that that's so much of a fake as just something they're trying to weave into their offensive variety. Works out well for them there.
I think they're like 1,000 on that through league play, though. Seems like every time she pulls out that baby jump set, somehow they come away with a point.
It's just enough of a wrinkle.
It's maybe just enough, even if it doesn't fake out the blocker. Interesting defensively.
Yeah, I like that, though. You got to throw different looks at offensive players. Toni kind of dropping into that cut shot, and Betsi just happens to see it well and find the deep corner.
Set point for the LA launch to send this to a third. From 5 feet off. No problem for Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's 5 feet off, but it's before Julia Scoles can even make her way to the net, right? Which is kind of the important piece.
One set point fended off. Little touch, little tick off the net. Into the seam, and the LA launch stay alive. 15-12 in the second set. I'm already starting to get nervous for all these teams. These are coming down to the wire.
I'm clenching to see who's going to clinch here today, Cam. Lots of action.
Geena Urango, Betsi Flint up at the coin toss. Betsi Flint deciding to receive. She wants the first opportunity at some offense. Let's reset the scene for you. The AVP League, just 4 of which will make the AVP Championship. 3, the New York Nitro, the Dallas Dream, and the Miami Mayhem are in. Those highlighted are currently up for grabs, and also the 3 remaining here in Week 8. Who have you been most impressed with in terms of some of these pairings when you look through, and maybe those that have overperformed from either the men's side or the women's side throughout league play? Who would you say?
Well, you have kind of some standouts within teams, right? I think
Exactly.
The New York Nitro have been overall as a unit the best team. I think they both went 6-2 on the season. Obviously, the men of the Dallas Dream undefeated on the entire season, so they would be really kind of the individual standouts, so to speak. I also have to give a nod to Alex and April of the Miami Mayhem, right? I mean, they beat Brandy and Mel twice, silver medalists from Paris, and so that was really, you know, they were wild carded in on kind of the merits of their past performances, winning gold, et cetera,
Yeah.
right? But then they really showed up and showed out for their squad and have earned their way into the championship.
Yeah, the Miami Mayhem 4-4 through league play. As you look to the stats now for sets 1 and 2 combined, the story is still remains both well over 500. Will defense play out? Rodriguez 2 blocks, 1 ace. And again, she's had multiple matches where she's had over 4 aces throughout play. So will those numbers increase? Set 3 is to 15 points. Are playing to stay alive.
Yeah, you kind of said it at the start of set number 2, Kim. Defense could be a huge factor in this one as we're seeing those crazy offensive numbers.
Perfectly into the corner, and a little flex down from Scoles.
Yeah, rightfully so. That was well tucked.
How about the windmill dig?
Yeah, having to work hard for that initial side out.
Not working hard for that one. When these two had their names announced prior to the start of this matchup, it was all laser focused. Betsi and Julia were locked in.
Yeah, that's, I think you mentioned it the last time we saw that after a service winner or maybe an ace earlier in the match from Betsi, she missed the follow-up serve. Not something we're used to seeing from her and something she probably doesn't like doing.
Urango in transition. Hammering is always the answer.
Yeah, that's great control on the dig from Urango, and then I like a little bit of tempo in transition. Toni Rodriguez taking all the spin off that ball, setting it a little bit lower. Geena coming in and hammering.
Quick poke and the 17th kill for Julia Scoles.
But the body control there too, that pass pretty tight. She's coming in with a head of steam, but Just softly goes knuckle back to the line.
She had over 20 kills last night and nearing that number here in set 3. Quick side outs are the answer right now.
Yeah, the San Diego Smash been pretty smooth offensively. They've had a couple chances defensively, haven't been able to capitalize just yet.
Making something out of it. Middle is always the answer.
You got to credit the set there from Julia Scoles, right? Really bettering the ball right there, getting Betsi in good position, and that's a great swing, of course, but all dictated by that set. That is.
Oh, that is close. Betsi Flint looking over, throwing up potentially that C.
It's tough because I think our up ref had it out himself. So I think when they make the call, they rarely get off the stand
to look at it.
Oof, man, is as close as it can possibly be.
You know it's a good serve though when the serve reception doesn't even have time to move.
Right.
Urango just stood there. Right now she's sitting in the pocket and digging some volleyballs. Betsi Flint, what's the call? Oh, the net violation on Rodriguez. We gotta see this again.
No, okay, I cannot look. I understand. I cannot look there.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because the proclamations that I didn't net obviously never work in getting a call overturned. How about the heads-up play from Betsi to get up there? Oh yeah, there it was. Little follow-through. Have a look. Great net cam view from our crew. Bingo. Yeah, it's bouncing right there.
That's as light of a touch as you could ever have.
Just the
Ooh,
top.
they're gonna talk about it.
The top layer of the epidermis.
So her ball strike was about a foot off the net. So I don't know. I didn't see her hand in the net. I saw the ball trim the net, but I didn't see her hand in the net.
Yeah, you were on the other side. I wasn't the right side.
No, I was actually on the attack side.
Yeah, you are here?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's replay.
Okay.
That's pretty astounding, Cam. I don't know that I've ever, well, I mean, I'm sure we've seen replays get called, but it did appear that there was a little bit of net bouncy on her swing there. Certainly her finger was kind of over the top of the net. So this is a little bit surprising to me, but kudos to our staff for talking it through, our refereeing staff.
I was gonna say, I haven't seen a replay in who knows how long. 7 years on the AVP, not in that context. And another block. I mean, it's got to be tough as you're moving as a blocker, still trying to press those hands over. It's kind of that risk reward, right?
Yeah, indeed it is. You know, you have to be in your position as early as you can. You see kind of Toni sliding to her right as that ball goes to her left, and she just can't get the hand over enough. For you volley karma people, though, the ball never lies. That last play worked out the way it should have, in our opinion.
No blocks in this set for either team. The service errors are definitely starting to mount, the third in this set.
I mean, you kind of get the sense that these players obviously understand the gravity of this particular match and kind of the implications.
Time to bring your A game or your power.
I think Betsi kind of expecting the shot, maybe started sliding towards center field there.
Tough serve, groveling is Betsi Flint. And there's the block. I don't know if they'll count it as one, but finally getting in the way.
Yeah, I mean, certainly her arms were there to aid that. Have a look. Oh yeah, she gets some left arm on that ball.
Fourth missed serve in set 3.
Yeah,
Is it a tightness thing?
I mean, it could be, right? You're trying to press a little bit, but man, I like to think that the pressure of the moment is enough, right? Just put the ball on your opponent, make them deal with the pressure on their side and side out.
Could land a helicopter as another missed serve comes. All right, Casey Patterson, we heard from Jess Buttinger. I think you have Chase now.
Yeah, I'm down here with Chase. We're on our pins and needles here with where the girls are at. What are our mentality right now?
Right now, I can't even think about my game because I'm so nervous for this game. Every point, it's going back and forth. We're trying to get some momentum. We're up 8-7, so hopefully we can continue to get some points and win this match.
Yeah, and you're cheering, you're giving the girls good feedback, good positive energy, so we'll let you get back to that because we know this is super important.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah.
Chase Buttinger locked in. He's a part of the San Diego Smash as the smash, well, smash.
That's right. Right on cue. A great serve from Geena starts that off, gives them the opportunity, and then, yeah, again, just making Julia chase all over the place are the smash with the width of their offense.
Timeout call. Chase Buttinger in the mix, trying to get the San Diego Smash exactly what they need, a 2-point advantage, and late in set 3. Again, Los Angeles, if they drop this match, are eliminated. They need both the women's and the men's match to keep their hopes alive. Talk about the intensity of the moment. These two have been in some intense moments. And actually, it reminds me of the 2023 Manhattan Beach Open. They are the only team to be seeded #1, lose to a number 32 seed in the draw, and still come all the way back to win it. 8 total matches. You want to talk about some grit? These two definitely have it.
You're suggesting they like to make it difficult on themselves.
Not always,
Not
but
always.
when they take home a trophy like that, baby. For Toni Rodriguez and Geena Urango, they need just a handful of points to seal the fate of LA. It's always tough too. You're doing it right against your city pair. That's like a little more salt in the wound from the West Coast. Geena Urango will be serving out of the middle. She can pretty much put that ball right through the middle. She's also got that nice little wrist away. Which direction will she go here? Goes wrist away.
Come on, Geena!
Yeah. Reaching as high as possible.
Yeah, that's been continually a good swing for Julia, going high, sort of down the line, off of the top of the hands of Toni. Now, that's a move defensively you don't expect to make a lot on the beach. Yeah, the serving right now of the launch is really betraying them. That's kind of the only skill that you control start to finish. That is disappointing.
7 service errors in 3 sets played for the LA launch, and an ace on the opposite side. It's piling on right now for the San Diego Smash.
Now they need to side out and they need to kind of get their own serving going.
Ticks the net again and denied. Rodriguez rejects.
The stuff and runoff. Yeah, she got all over that one that time. Yeah, the pass got a little bit tighter, but Julia's range was a little bit diminished, and Toni was there to shut it down.
She's got the crouch and serve. Down pat. They didn't like the hands here in the stands. The net violation, she'll call it herself. Good sportsmanship.
A lot easier to be a good sport when you're up 12-9.
It's also true. Next matchup will be the LA Launch and San Diego Smash men going head-to-head. Chase Buttinger, Miles Evans versus Troy Field and Tim Baumgren.
So good.
Almost delayed on that attack.
Yeah, I mean, Geena's been smooth throughout, right? The problem for the LA Launch right now is they've missed, I think, 4 serves in this third set alone, right? So they've got to kind of back off the accelerator, just make some serves, and that plays right into the hands of the Smash.
Now, if the San Diego Smash do eliminate the LA Launch in this matchup, that does not mean that they have secured a position in the top 4 into the championship. So that next match would still have a significance in the men's matchup, trying to find those seeding points as a ace comes the direction of Betsi Flint.
Yeah, this becomes a real big one, right? Because 12-13, you feel like you're in. At 14-11, you feel like it's kind of a done deal.
And a bit of a storied history just in the last 2 weeks and 3 sets played for the San Diego Smash. You think back to last week, they had a big win over TKN 2-0, and then it was a 3-0 loss to Mel and Brandy. That's Melissa Humano-Paredes and Brandy Wilkerson. Last night, another 3-set battle and a win their direction. I mean, it couldn't get any closer than this for the San Diego Smash.
Well, yeah, the loss to Wilkerson and Humano-Paredes was brutal for them too, up 14-10 in the third set, losing that one. So they're keen to close this out, I think.
You know, it's kind of sitting there in the back of their mind. You don't acknowledge it, but you're trying to work through it at the same time. Hanging on to these third sets are so tough to do. Everyone's level continues to rise and increase. The pressure is at its peak. And the San Diego Smash need a side out.
All right, so Betsi went into that timeout with the ace. I've seen her miss a couple times after previous aces. She's got to come up with something good here.
Rodriguez finds the seam.
Good aggressive swing right up the middle.
Match point for the San Diego Smash. The LA Launch and a must-have. Dashing their dreams. Toni Rodriguez with the ace. And the LA Launch are out.
How about that serve, Cam?
That was so nasty.
I mean, just lining everything up to the left side, going back to the right. You see just kind of going way outside the shoulder there. Textbook perfection and the ace for the W. That's how they ended their match last night. It was Geena Urango, this time Toni Rodriguez doing the honors. They are elated, as are Chase and Miles.
I'm just wondering if she had, 12 hours to sleep on that celebration name and she's finally come up with something. She was at a loss for words yesterday. I'm hoping she's not at a loss for words right now. Let's send it to Mark Sherman and catch up with our winners.
Okay, Geena, what a moment. Toni, for you as well, the ace to finish. Are you kidding me? Now, that was not technically a must-win match, but it was basically, we got to win that to give ourselves a real good chance at the champs. You're staying alive, Geena. How's that feel?
It feels good. I mean, obviously, they're an amazing team, and Toni played lights out, so just coming in clutch with a couple plays, so it was really fun.
It was so much fun to watch both of you playing it. Toni, whether it's at the net or back at the line, you are dangerous from any. Do you feel like at any point you can affect the game, change the course of the game? Because that's what it feels like to me.
I just think when I'm on the court with Geena, she makes me feel like I can be my best. And the more we play together, the better we get. And it's just been
freaking awesome. So.
Well, yesterday, Geena, you said the yin to your yang. The two of you work together so well. I agree, a force to be reckoned with. The Smash keeping their hopes alive for the championships. Give it up for Geena and Toni, everybody.
Geena Urango, Toni Rodriguez eliminating the LA launch. And a 3-set battle. Those two have stepped up in such a huge way, and especially from the service line. Man, 8 weeks of play, and we've still got more coming your direction. Who will find themselves in the championships? Still so much to be determined on this final day of the regular season.